Let's open some Disney pin mail together today. We have 1, 2, 3, and 4 packages that we're going to open together today, as well as a package that I already opened yesterday. I'll share the contents of that, and a couple of FigPins that I've received over the last couple of days. Up first, let's go over the pins that I've already received. So here is one of the pins. This pin is the 3 gargoyles from The Hunchback of Notre Dame. I love that they're each their own color of gray. They're in this upper portion of the bell. Here's the back of that pin. Very beautiful pin. I think this is my only Hunchback of Notre Dame pin that I have collected so far. It is a movie I really enjoy. So I would love to pick up a few additional pins that represent this movie, but there aren't a whole lot of them. Next up, we have this little loungefly Lilo. She's got a smile, she's crossing her arms, little blue sandals. She is a very cute, classic-looking Lilo. We have a Cogsworth. He's looking very cute and classic as well. And where there is Cogsworth, there has to be Lumiere. I don't know if these two are from the same set. I have not checked, but I should. Adding to the Best Buds set, we have a Pinocchio and Jiminy Cricket. These pins are very cute. I'm glad that I started collecting this set, which was kind of by accident. I thought I was just purchasing 2 different Lion King pins that were part of a set. Turns out they were not. One was the Best Friends set and another was just from something totally different. But that Lion King pin was the catalyst for discovering that this Best Friends pin set existed. And so they're all double pin backs. And so this one is now home. Next up, we have our completer for this little heart set. This is a newer Loungefly set. And I love the glitter in these hearts. And this one is Lady and the Tramp, and it was the last one I needed in this 6-pin set. And then we have 2 carousel horses from the same set. This one represents the White Rabbit from Alice in Wonderland. I had a collection of these carousel horses as a child, and they were very special to me, and they're now in my daughter's room. And so when I saw that they had some carousel pins, I was very excited about that. And have always wanted to start the collection and then found a couple at good prices, so grabbed them up. These are Loungefly pins, as you saw. So I got this White Rabbit one, as well as this Peter Pan inspired one. I love the glitter in the horse's mane and tail. Very pretty, very delicate, very pretty pins. And now on to some of the pin mail that we've received today. Let's go with this one first. Oh, I feel a lollipop in there. A lollipop. That's cute. We always appreciate a little candy thrown in. Oh, I'm excited about these. I have not completed this set quite yet, but these 2 get me to the halfway point. These are part of the new Dogs and Collars set that has recently come out, and these are bigger than the original ones were. And here we have some of my favorite characters from some of my favorite movies. This is Lucky. I'm not the best at knowing each of their names, but I'm pretty sure this is Lucky from 101 Dalmatians. Very beautiful pin. As I mentioned, it is a newer pin. You can see that crystal or that cubic zirconium on the back that they're adding to all of their newer Disney pins to try to throw off counterfeits or fakes. And then we have Toulouse. I thought Toulouse was the black cat from Aristocats for the longest time, but he is not. He is this very cute little orange cat. The black cat is Berlioz. And then, of course, we have Marie. But this is Toulouse. He is one of the Aristocats, as I mentioned. I love that movie, so very happy to have him home. And as I also mentioned, with these 2 home, I now have half of this collection because I already had 1 dog, Copper, from this set, and I am missing 3 at this point. That seller did not include a packing slip, so I can't tell you which Whatnot seller it was, but I do know I got it on Whatnot. Here's another package of, I think, just 1 pin. This is another Whatnot purchase, but again, no packing slip, so I can't tell you who the seller is. I've mentioned before that I don't think it's mandatory to include packing slips when you're a Whatnot seller. Oh, this was from Chrissy, I'll put her Whatnot info on the screen, but she's a nice Whatnot seller. I have really enjoyed her and I've purchased from her quite a few times at this point, but she had this guy at a very good price. He is the last music note I needed in the music note set, so now that Stitch is home, our music note set is complete. Anything that is a Stitch pin is always pricier, harder to find. The same goes for Baymax, often Marie, and a couple of other characters as well. Very excited to have this pin home and to be completing this set. Next up, we are opening this purple package. We do have a packing slip in here, so I will be able to tell you who this seller is. So that's always fantastic. This was from Data Angel 99. She's a great seller as well. I've purchased from her quite a few times. I do appreciate when the packing slip is included because then I'm able to tell you the prices I paid for the pins. All of these pins were $5 except for one. Nope, excuse me, they were all $5. There's a $10 price point on here for one of them, but that was stacking. So every single pin that you're about to see, I paid $5 for. I remember these. Oh, Eeyore. Whenever I can grab up a little Eeyore pin at a good price, I always do because goodness, he is a cutie. I love my Pooh Bear characters, and so this little Eeyore pin was available, and I grabbed him. I was able to grab a couple from this cowboy set as well. I had been resisting this set for a little while, but now that it's been out for some time, I'm seeing them popping up in sales frequently and at better and better prices, so I decided it was time to just begin the collection. So here's Mickey Mouse. He's got a lasso, he's got a big cowboy hat, he's got the cowboy boots, the tassels on his shirt, a bandana, he's got, looks like suspenders, a big belt buckle. Very cute little cowboy. These are Loungefly pins, but Loungefly does not put their signature marking on the back of any Mickey or Minnie pins. That's just part of their copyright agreement. But there is Mickey Mouse. Here is Goofy. You will see the Loungefly logo on the back of Goofy. I love the colors in this set. This is a very fun shade of green in his cowboy hat and his cowboy pants, as well as his shoes and his bandana. Those are this fun bright yellow. And then he's got this salmony peach shirt on with the tassels, of course. Goofy makes a fantastic cowboy. There is his backside with that classic Loungefly marking. On to the next little bundle from Data. I have another one from the Best Friends set. Ooh! We've got some fun ones in there. Let's start off with this Best Friends, Ariel and Flounder. Just the cutest. Love the little flower in her hair. Love the bubbles. Love the way Flounder is kind of looking at Ariel. They really are just quite a cute set of pins. I have also been working on this collection. So here is Piglet with some apples. It's like a fallish inspired collection. This is a Loungefly set, but how cute is Piglet sitting in the little apple bucket with the apples. We've got some red and some green apples. Oh, his little feet. He is lovingly called Piggles in the Disney pin community. I am excited to have this pin home. Oh, she's got a little scratch in her end there. That's too bad. I'm excited to have this pin home because I had this whole set, or so I thought, but the majority of them were fake. They were all from one seller and the majority of them were just fake. So I have Daisy only, and now I'm adding Minnie to that collection. And they're just a very cute little pin. Minnie Lane. They don't all say Lane. It's Daisy something or other. But I'll insert a picture of this collection. Just very cute, simple, and I really like them. They're all peeking out over their road sign. I really love this pin. It's a nice big pin on pin. It says 20 years, and then tiny down here it says Disney Family Fun Run 5K. I didn't participate in this 5K, but I run a 5K most days, so I felt like it was still fitting. It is a limited edition of 3,000, which made it a little more enticing to me as well. And as I mentioned, it is that pin-on-pin element. This kind of looks like the Epcot globe behind them, and then we have Mickey, Minnie, and Pluto. Very nice pin. I am adding a pin to my flower collection. This is the Aurora pin. These look to be roses. Very pretty pot of flowers. This is a Loungefly set. I'm not done with the set, but I'm getting there. If you have watched some of my previous pin mail openings, then you will have seen some of these Mario Kart pins. My children are obsessed with Mario Kart. I have definitely had my period of time where I was obsessed with Mario Kart as well. And so this is just a set that I knew I had to have. There are some dips in the enamel on this pin, but that is how they are supposed to be. So that is not an indication of it being fake, just how it's supposed to be. So now I think we have around halfway mark in this collection of pins. This last pin is one that apparently someone else had been eyeing, and when I scooped it up, they were sad about it and wanted to know all kinds of information so that they could try to find it elsewhere. It's a very unique pin, Walt Disney World. All of the letters in Disney are this rubber element and they are coming off of the pin. You can see that there. It's just a very neat pin. I've never seen this pin before. These are the top portions of the castle. Those are even rubberized, and each letter is its own unique look. I don't know if each letter is meant to represent a character or a movie. This kind of looks like The Incredibles. Of course, that looks like classic Mickey Mouse with the American flag. This is giving me Yoda vibes, and that's all I can tell you. But it is an older pin. The back, I think, says 2002. It's either 2002 or 2003. It's hard for my eyes to see that, but it is an older pin and just unique and beautiful, and I scooped it up for $5. And I hope that that other person who really wanted it is able to find one for themselves. And our last package that came in the mail today is a very beautiful fig pin. It is Ariel, and she is wearing her green teal dress. Ooh, she is a pretty princess. These fig pins have really been growing on me. I watched a video by Churro Chad. I will link his channel in the description box below. But Churro Chad is another fun Disney pin person. He does really gorgeous videos, puts a lot of time and effort into them. Highly recommend, if you are a Disney pin lover, that you also check out Churro Chad. He has no idea I'm shouting him out. This is not like a mutual agreement we have going on or anything. This is just me genuinely trying to support a fellow YouTuber. I really like his content and I think he deserves the shout out, so there we go. But anyway, he's been talking a lot about FigPins lately, and he has a great video about using the FigPin app and unlocking your FigPins and finding out their different powers and things like that. So it's just an added element to owning a FigPin that makes it kind of fun and unique, because that doesn't apply to Disney pins, it only applies to FigPins. So I have gotten into the app and my FigPin collection has definitely grown, and I am about to show you all of the other FigPins that I have brought home so far. My one recommendation that I learned from Churro Chad, and thank goodness I did, is do not show off the back of your FigPin unless you cover the serial number. Every FigPin has a unique serial number, and if you show off that serial number without covering it up, then somebody could copy down that serial number and then enter it on the FigPin app and claim the pin as their own, which gives them the points associated with doing so. So instead, if you'd like to show off your FigPin front and back, just put a little piece of paper over that serial number. So thank you to Churro Chad for teaching me that. I do hope to have a video related to the FigPin app and using the app coming out really soon. I was very inspired by Chad's video. He did a great job, and I figured I can talk about that too. So I am going to give it my own spin, but here is Ariel. She's even running a fork through her hair. Do you see that? The cutest. You know what? Let's go ahead and get her out before I go grab my other fig pins. I'm not going to take every fig pin out when I show them to you today because the collection has definitely grown, but I will take Ariel out and just show her off to you a little bit. There she is. Comes with this beautiful backer card that you could flip around if you wanted to. Has some additional information about this pin on there. I adore that she is combing her hair with a dingle hopper, as she calls it. She's got these beautiful purple shell earrings. She is just a gorgeous fig pin. I have really loved every fig pin that I've gotten except one, and I'll talk about that in a minute. But here's Ariel, so let's add her to today's collection. I'm going to be adding her to my app as soon as I'm done with this video, and I'm excited to do that. I do still have a couple of other fig pins on the way, but what is currently home, in addition to Ariel, we have Maleficent from the Villains line. I'm not a big Villains collector, but Maleficent was available at a good price, and she's a fig pin, and so I just decided, yep, I'm going to bring her home. She's got the crow on her hand. She's got her, whatever you call that, staff? I don't know. But she's looking very Maleficent-y, and she is a beautiful fig pin, so I can appreciate that about her. Maybe fig pins will be the only villain pins that I collect, because as I mentioned, I'm really not a big villain pin collector. I just don't tend to gravitate toward the villains, but for fig pins, I think I might be willing to make an exception. Another beautiful fig pin that I have recently purchased and brought home is this Jack Skellington fig pin. He's looking beautiful, standing with his hands on his hips. He's got his adorable little Jack face. I love that fig pins can stand on their own. This is the other side of his backer card. Very beautiful fig pin indeed. Another fig pin that's recently arrived home is this Snow White fig pin. She is also beautiful, again from the Disney Princess collection. And I'm not sure if it's really like a full collection with fig pins. I have seen recently that they do have sets, so I'm going to have to learn a little bit more about that. I am newer to fig pins, as I mentioned, but she is looking beautiful. I love the way her dress flows. I love her face. I'm very picky about my princess faces. I've talked about this before too. I do not like when their faces look scrunchy or just inauthentic, and that's part of my issue with the one fig pin that I don't love, but we're not quite there yet. I think I have shown this fig pin before, but maybe not. This is a classic looking Minnie Mouse fig pin. She's a mini fig pin, so she is smaller than the others, but she still has that stand that helps her stand up on her own if you wanted her to, and she is still able to be entered into that fig pin app and do all the things that the other fig pins do. She's just a very beautiful pin. Fig pins are well done. They're kind of loved and kind of not loved, and I'm not entirely sure why fig pins aren't more popular, but I feel like they are on the cusp of becoming more popular. So I've decided I'm in the game. I'm going to collect fig pins extra right now in the event that they become more popular. It just feels like that's the direction we're headed in, but we'll see. Here's Flounder. Cute, right? He comes in a little case that kind of slides out like a matchbox would, and in that case you've got this little backer card which is cardboard, and then this outer casing which is plastic. And so you can just pull that out, and then you can open up this card and take Flounder off, and then that is what the little plastic box looks like. But it's nice to be able to store him in there. Gives him just a little bit of added protection. I do like to keep the covers on them when I can. This is also another mini fig pin. Found him from a seller recently and grabbed him up because he's darn cute and he was a great price. The last fig pin I'm going to show you, I have already shown. I resisted saying then what I'm about to say about this fig pin now. But the more I look at this fig pin, it is not at all the seller's fault. I'm not upset with them at all. It's just the design of the pin is not my favorite. Here's a little peek. Can you tell who it is? It is Belle. And she is a beautiful princess. Her dress here is gorgeous. She's a limited release, so she's like an extra fancy. As you can see, she's got this holographic sticker. She's like an extra fancy princess. And yet, I'm so upset about her face. Ugh, look at that face. That is not a very nice Belle face. Tell me in the comments if you agree. It's totally fine if you disagree with me. But as I mentioned, I am picky about my princess faces, and that Belle face is not doing it for me. Let's hold up Snow White next to her and try to get rid of the glares. But Snow White's face is so beautiful, so cute, so well done. And then there's Belle. And I'm so sorry to this Belle FigPin, but she's ugly. She's not a beautiful version of herself. Let's also hold up Ariel next to her. This Ariel pin is gorgeous. Ariel's just looking so darn cute. And then there's Belle. There's such a big difference in their faces. I believe that there are beautiful Belle Fig pins out there, but this just isn't one. Like if you just... There, it's a beautiful pin now. It's a beautiful Fig pin. But that face is not Belle. That's just not authentic to me. So anyway, that's my beef with that Fig pin. It was a prize type thing. I did pay a price for it, but it was a prize that I was able to get from a seller on Whatnot. And again, it's not at all the seller, like they didn't make the pin. Not displeased with the seller in any way, just displeased with the design of that Fig pin. Last thing I'm going to show in today's video is this adorable little bitty pop. I did not own any of these until this one arrived. This was a giveaway item that I won in a show that I was participating in. And this is a hard plastic little case that you can pop off. There's a little notch right here where you can kind of push that down as you're pulling them apart. And then here we have this little itty bitty pop. Look at my thumbnail compared to this itty bitty pop. Or I think it's just a bitty pop. I think I'm adding a word, bitty pop. But she's just a very cute and petite version of the well-loved pop figures. I'm not saying that right. There's another part to that name. Anyway, but she's just a very mini version of that. And very nicely done. Her details are great, even though she is a teensy tiny girl. She's still nicely detailed. I don't love the look of these characters' faces, but that is all that is stopping me from going hog wild and buying tons of these, the bitty ones in particular. They're just so cute, and I'm really drawn to small things. I know I'm not the only one, but the style of the face is just, it's not for me. As I've mentioned, picky about faces. I will keep this one because I really do love her size. Love that she was a giveaway item that I won, but I won't be pursuing others just because of that reason I already mentioned. But so cute. And then you can stick this back on to keep her nice and safe and dust free. And this resembles the cardboard boxes that the larger versions come in. Here's what each of the sides looks like. Very cute little items. So super fun giveaway. Was happy to scoop that up and be able to bring that home. There you have today's pin mail haul. Some of them did arrive home on other days prior to this. Many of these Fig pins, the only Fig pin that actually came home today was our very beautiful Ariel. All of the others I have had for a little bit longer. Most of them haven't shown before, but a few are duplicates to the channel. And then all of these gorgeous pins on the pin board are brand new and I have never shown on the channel. So very fun pin mail haul over the last couple of days. Very thankful to have these pins. Thank you so much for joining me for this video. If you enjoyed it, please give it a like. Make sure you subscribe for more content like this. And I can't wait to see you in the next one. Bye!